You're watching Twin Tiers Sunday with Renata Stiehl.
Hello and welcome to Twin Tiers Sunday. I'm Renata Stiehl with WENY News, and this week we are talking about a project that's been in the works for a couple of years now, really coming to fruition, a local film project. I'm joined this week by Todd Bailey, who is a local filmmaker, and Tim Bonomo, who is the operator and owner of the Corning Palace Theater, and you operate the Watkins Glen Theater and the Heights Theater.
That's right.
Here in the Twin Tiers, and we're here to talk about Going Up, which is a full-length feature film directed by and written by Todd, and Tim is the executive producer on the film. So I want to thank the both of you for coming and joining us on the show. And it's been getting a lot of local buzz. Yes. There's a trailer out there that is great. And this has been, like we mentioned at the top of the show, a project that the gears have been working on this for a couple of years now. But first we want to know about the plot of Going Up, because I really think it's a relatable story for a lot of people.
Sure. Yeah, like you said, it's been in the works for a very long time. The genesis of the idea is actually probably somewhere around 2002, 2003, when I first started penning outlines and things like that. But basically what it's about is about a young couple who have forgotten how to communicate with each other. So they decide to take the easy road out and get a divorce. Little did they know, when they are on their way to the divorce attorneys to get the proceedings started, they get stuck in an elevator together. So they're kind of forced to communicate, and that's where the shenanigans ensue. And
this is a romantic comedy, of course.
It is a romantic comedy, yes. Yep.
And now for a lot of maybe young couples, or really I think any married couple can relate to this, is that, you know, things aren't always the same as they were when you first got married, and it's important not to lose that connection with each other. It's important not to stop talking and communicating, and that's really what it all comes down to.
Yeah,
is communication.
there's a lot of things that I think people will be able to relate to in terms of what made them kind of stop being them and more like being roommates, I guess, if you want to say that. But you know, there's things that, you know, I've always just made notes of what, you know, people would tell me, like what kind of fights couples get into, and so I kind of incorporated those things into the script. So it'll be very relatable, I believe.
And then for you personally, you know, you wrote this, and there's got to be little pieces or glimpses of your own experiences injected
Absolutely.
in the film too.
You know, I took a lot of my own experiences and kind of put them into this thing, and so it feels real to me. You know, people will be watching it as a movie, but it's a lot of things that I went through personally. I didn't get stuck in the elevator, but some of the problems that I've had personally, and I put that into the script to make my characters kind of go through it too.
And now, Tim, you're the executive producer on the film. When Todd approached you, because you guys have been working together on different things for a while now, but when he approached you and was like, you know, I've got this idea, and you heard about the concept behind Going Up, what was it for you that was like, I really want to be involved in this project?
Well, when I read the script, I knew at that moment for a lot of reasons. One is that it's real and it feels real, and I think that's something that's missing in some movies today. They feel contrived. This doesn't feel contrived. This feels like you're actually watching something going on between two people. And the scope of the movie was also something that attracted me to it, because I knew that Todd could do an excellent job with it. I've seen the things he's done before. We've had them at the theaters before. And but this one was a little bit more contained, and I thought, this is something that, you know, I knew he had the talent and the skill to do and pull it off. And then the question became finding the right cast, and we scored in a big way with that. So. And
now it's also important to note that all of the actors in this film are local, and that includes the two leads. And I think that's what a lot of people will find out to be very interesting, is that your lead characters are actually married in real life.
Yes, they are.
And you went through a whole casting process.
Yes,
So
we
talk
did.
about, you know, when you had them audition for you, it seemed like it was pretty clear, you know, we got our leads here.
It was, actually, we'll share the whole story, I guess. It was neat because we did hold a pretty extravagant search for all the characters in the film. Like, no one really was pinpointed as, okay, I want this guy to be this person or whatever. So we kind of opened up the search, and we ended up getting quite the talent pool to choose from. And you know, when Cole Eaton came in, we knew right away she was the right fit. And it was funny because those two were the first to audition, if my memory serves right. And we didn't realize they were actually married until somebody told us, like, after they left, and we were like, okay, bring them back in. We want to hear them again. And you know, it was just the way that they fed off each other. You know, they're acting, but you can see the real emotion in it. So that actually helps progress the story of Going Up too, because even though they're acting certain scenes and situations, you can see that the emotion is real when they look into each other's eyes, and that's something that, you know, I don't care what, you could be Jennifer Lawrence, you're not going to see that with her looking at Bradley Cooper. You know, it's real. So it makes the movie feel that much realer, and it also draws you in as an audience even more because, like I said, those emotions bleed through the screen. So as you're watching it, you're kind of like, you choose sides immediately, I think, but then you end up kind of pulling for both of them, you know.
And now, Tim, do you think for Coley and Brandon that some of the challenges that the couple faces in the film actually, you know, impact them as a real couple, because they are acting out scenarios that real couples go through, and maybe for them they've experienced some of those ups and downs as a married couple?
Absolutely. I mean, and they've told us that. There's been some situations that are in the film where they'll look at each other and you can tell that they're basically going, yeah, we've been here before. We've done this before. So even with the background that they have, and both of them have a background in theater and film, that it was very, we're very lucky to get that instant chemistry between the two. And in fact, one of the things that I found very funny is that Coley had told us that the two of them had started calling each other by the character names for a week before to help develop that, and she actually was picking a fight with Brandon as they were coming down because the scene that they were going to be doing was a little bit antagonistic, and so she was trying to get him kind of psyched into it. And
so there's a little bit of method acting going on here.
I think so.
Yeah.
And now we want to talk about the fundraising effort that went into this film, because making a movie isn't cheap. We know that. Cheap. There's equipment, there's so much work, and this has been months and months and months of work. And there was a tremendous fundraising effort that I think was very successful. So we want to talk about that because it's kind of a new thing that's catching on, the crowdfunding part of it. So we want to talk about that when we come back for our next segment of Twin Tier Sunday, so please stay with us.
Twin Tier Sunday will return in a moment.
All right, and welcome back. I'm talking to Todd Douglas Bailey and Tim Bonomo. We are talking about the local movie Going Up, which will be having a presentation here in the Southern Tier in the late February and early March. We'll tell you when you can go check it out for yourself. And now we talked about the process in developing this movie, finding your cast of characters, your two leads, specifically a married couple that have, you know, kind of let the relationship, you know, fall apart and decide that, you know, maybe it's time for us to get divorced. But that it's not just as simple as that. It's not a downer like that. So again, if you're joining us real quickly, this couple decides that they're going to end their marriage, but that's not really where it ends. So just fill us in again, Todd, real quick.
No, they end up getting stuck in the elevator en route to their first meeting with the divorce attorney. And, you know, what do you have to do when you're stuck in the elevator? You're forced to talk to each other. So that's where the beef of the movie is. You kind of relive their relationship, and they, I guess, kind of learn how to re-talk to each other, you know? So that's, yeah.
With a lot of flashback scenes to things that have happened to them earlier, both positive and negative. So while it's taking place within the confines of the elevator, there are also location shoots in Atlantic City and Philadelphia and all over the Finger Lakes.
And now you had to actually build an elevator that was conducive to filming.
Yes, we did.
And so I've been in it. It's a little claustrophobic, but it's, to see it on film, you'd never know that this was a constructed set. And I guess that's the point of the whole thing, but I think that's what's really cool about it too.
Yeah, that was neat because it took a lot of people. You know, this is a true community effort. We had, you know, locals help us build it. We had, you know, with the fundraising campaign, you know, we wouldn't have been able to build it without the funding of the community, and which we did through Indiegogo, which is a crowdfunding website. And you know, just building the elevator itself was, number one, it was fun for us to do. It was something, you know, that we set out. Originally, I was going to try to find an elevator to just shoot this thing in, but I realized that building it would probably be the best because the way we constructed the elevator, we could manipulate the walls, so I wasn't restricted as far as where I could put a camera.
Yeah.
So that was one of the positives of building this set. But building it, it was a learning experience for me because, you know, I don't know a hammer from a screwdriver, but, you know, I learned a lot from that. And you know, like I said, there was a lot of positives for building. You know, you can control the lighting. It's in a set location. You can control the sound. And it was a lot of fun to build it.
And now let's talk about this Indiegogo campaign, because crowdfunding in particular has really taken off in the past couple of years, and it allows people to chip in really any amount that they're able or comfortable to, and you've raised quite a significant amount of money that way through this Indiegogo campaign.
Yeah, we did. The community was up in arms for us, and you know, we put the call out, and sure enough, they answered. And the good thing about it is we're able to provide different amounts of perks for people. So it's not like you're just giving us money for free. You know, anything from a DVD of the movie to posters and T-shirts and things like that. And in some cases, you know, some people actually got to be in the movie. So I mean, that was a unique experience for them. You know, and that was great. But what was cool about the whole fundraising campaign was the reach that we had. I mean, we had literally celebrities retweeting our links out there. I mean, if you guys don't know what tweeting is, it's Twitter. It's a social media thing. And you know, I believe that brought in some money outside of the community too. Like Spike Lee, he was one of them that retweeted it. And through the power of social media alone, we were able to hook up with Barry Lewis Palazar, who was he's on a Grammy-winning album for Juno. You know, he did the title song for Juno, and we were able to get him on board with the film. So now we have one of his songs in the movie.
Absolutely.
And that's just the power of social media, you know. And you know, the word of mouth got out because of the Indiegogo campaign. We were able to bring this thing from the page and now to the screen.
And now, Tim, for people who contributed maybe through Indiegogo, it allows them, when they are able to see the movie, they get to know, I helped make this happen. I contributed. You know, maybe it was only $25, maybe it was $2,000, but they can say they had a part in helping make this a reality.
Yeah, and that's a pretty neat experience when you get to emotionally and financially invest in something and see it come to fruition. Because let's be honest, a lot of these projects never come to fruition. It's one of the reasons why I chose to work with Todd, is because when he says it's going to happen, it happens. And I've seen the movie, and I have to tell you, it's fantastic. And that's not just because I'm involved in it. I've seen a lot of movies over 30 years in the business, and it is a very good movie. And I think people are going to respond very, very positively to it. And the level of quality of this thing will blow you away, because you will not think that it is a locally produced movie. So I'm very excited to have it in our theaters. I think it's going to be a fantastic opportunity for people to come together and see what they've helped us create.
And not only that, they get to see a local film, but you're showing them in your theaters. They get to come out and support not only a local filmmaker and a local movie, but support local business as well. And that's really important for you, because you're such a supporter of the arts in the community.
Absolutely, and I think that's, you know, and people in this area recognize that. You can't say that everywhere in this country. They recognize that buying local and working with small businesses has a direct effect on the community that we live in. So it's a great opportunity for people to be able to kind of see a great movie and also give back at the same time.
Absolutely, and then pump a little more money into that local economy, support local business, support local arts. And now when we come back, we are actually going to view the trailer for Going Up. We're going to talk about when you can see it, where you can go see it, and learn more about the film as well. That is in our last segment of Twin Tier Sunday, so stick around.
Twin Tier Sunday will return in a moment.
Listen, getting married to me is like eating the same damn cereal for the rest of your life, okay? What if you love Cocoa Puffs, right? You settle down with Cocoa Puffs. Well, next thing you know, someone's offering you up some Cinnamon Toast Crunch, right? But you have to be like, no, I'm cool with my Cocoa Puffs.
It really wasn't like that with me and Lacey.
Tell me something else about you, Mr. Walker.
Some people say that I look like Clark Kent with my glasses on. What do I need to know about Mr. Lacey?
I love proposals.
Proposals, huh?
Oh, no. No, no. No, that wasn't a hint. I'm sorry. That was awkward. What happened to us?
A relationship can do one of two things. It can either grow or it can die.
You pulled away from me. How did it come to this?
We're stuck in here because you can never be on time for anything in your entire life.
The world won't end if you miss a tweet from Bigfoot or Tim Tebow saves another child from a burning building.
That is your problem right there. You are so sarcastic. You're like those two Muppet dudes always laughing at Kermit. Bigfoot doesn't tweet, by the way. He's a Sasquatch.
I'll find my way back.
Well, this is just perfect.
Could be worse. It could have gas.
All right, and that was the trailer for Going Up, coming out in just a couple of weeks here in the Twin Tiers. We are going to tell you where you can go see it and when you can go see it. But really, Todd, when the trailer was done and you got to watch it back and be like, this is ready for people to see, how did that make you feel? To know you had reached the point where you can officially put out some content here to kind of tease people for what the movie's about.
It's really undescribable. I mean, you've been working on this thing, you being me, longer, than most of the people that actually are involved. Like I said, because I had the idea, almost a decade ago, and so knowing how much time was put into it, how many man hours, how much sacrifice and blood, sweat, and tears, hurt fingers when you're building the set and all these things, seeing it to me. And I'm a perfectionist, so it really had to be good for me to say, okay, now this is ready. So it's a true joy for me to put it out there and watch people enjoy it. Hopefully enjoy it, but I know they will, because we ended up doing a fundraiser with Buffalo Wild Wings. That and we used that as a trailer release, and the response there was just, the place erupted in applause, and we actually showed a sneak preview of a scene there, and people responded to that very, very positively. So it just makes me really, really excited for the special screening, because I think I think people are just gonna have a great time watching it. I mean, I'm really excited about it.
And again, you said it's a romantic comedy about a couple who loses their way, and we won't tell you how it ends, because, well, I haven't seen it, so I only know so much. I kind of have a little inside information, but I haven't seen the whole thing. I haven't read the script in its entirety. So when I go to see it from beginning to end, that'll be the first for me as well. And now, Tim, we talked about how you are so supportive of local arts, and for you to be able to show this movie in your theaters and work with Todd on this intimate a level on this whole project from beginning to end. That's got to give you a lot of, well, first of all, you have to be proud of the project to want to put it in your theaters to begin with. And it sounds like you're so proud of this movie, and to be able to work with Todd here.
Yeah, I really am. And I take my reputation seriously, and if it's not a quality product, then I won't show it in the theaters. And Todd knows that. And if we had gotten to the end and the quality hadn't been there, I would have respectfully declined to do that. Not only is it that good, I'm excited to have people see it. So it's kind of bounding over the threshold into the point where I really want folks to be able to see this movie. I think they're going to be absolutely amazed. I mean, it's a true international project. I mean, we have folks, artists from Canada. We have sound help from England. I mean, it's across the globe because of, you know, the computer technology and the things that we can do today that, you know, 15 years ago you just simply could not do. So I'm looking very, very forward to it, and I think when people get done, they're going to walk out with a feeling of, wow, that was a cute little movie. And that to me is a win. And I think they're going to be impressed with what we've been able to accomplish. I'm extremely proud of Todd and the cast. I mean, I didn't have that much to do with it, other than I stand in the background and go, and that's about my contribution. But these guys have done a phenomenal job, and I think there are great opportunities for these folks, all of them, every single person in the cast and crew. Who knows where they could be 5 or 10 years from now.
And now, of course, we want to let people know where and when they can see this movie. Where can you're going to have a presentation, special presentation coming up, and a sneak preview for people as well. Where can people come to see Going Up?
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cycle it through the 3 theaters. We're going to start at Elmira Heights simply because it is the largest venue that I've got, and I think we're going to need that room. So we will sneak preview it on Friday, February 28th, and then on Saturday, March 1st, is kind of the big day. This is when the stars will all show up. We're going to do the whole limo, red carpet, the whole 9 yards. Then we'll show it again on Sunday at Elmira Heights, and then the next week it will begin at Palace for a full run. So it'll start on that following Friday and run through Thursday. Immediately following that, it goes out to Watkins Glen and then runs for a full week out there. First time ever that I've taken an independent film and done a full run with it, and I'm excited to do it.
Absolutely, and I will be at the special presentation coming up on March 1st, so you can come say hi to me. Actually, full disclosure, my husband is in the film. I feel like I should probably put that out there, and you know, I'm very excited to see his performance as well. So that, you know, starting February 28th and then going through March, you can check it out at all 3 theaters. Now, Todd, we're coming down to the end of the show, but I want to look ahead at what's next, because I know that you're entering the film into some film festivals and hoping to get some recognition on that level too.
Yeah, that's the main goal, is to get it out to as many people as we can. So we're looking to find our audiences. So, you know, we're going to submit it to probably 50, 60 film festivals.
Wow, fantastic. And congratulations to both of you. And again, you know, you're so active on social media. Going Up does have a Facebook page. Let's tell people where it is.
Yep, goingupthemovie.com.
All right. Thank you so much, Tim and Todd. Thank you. And thank you for joining us. We will see you at the movies. How does that sound? Thank you for joining us and learning more about Going Up. Have a wonderful Sunday.